Trump made $1.4 billion in a single year, with his family's wealth surging from $5.1 billion to $6.5 billion. That's not my claim, that's according to the Forbes Rich List, where his ranking jumped 55 places, making him the wealthiest sitting US president in history. Whether the United States has won and whether ordinary Americans have made their lives better is something for Americans themselves to judge. But one thing is certain, Trump had a big win. So how did he make so much money? I see two main methods: monetizing power and profiting from chaos. So what does it mean to monetize power? In the past, presidents typically made money after leaving office, writing memoirs, giving speeches on Wall Street, or serving as consultants to large corporations. They cashed in on their former status. Trump is different. He has created a new business model, turning presidential power into a publicly tradable product. Take, for example, cryptocurrencies bearing his name, right? Could others issue cryptocurrencies? Of course, but Trump has something no one else does. He is the President of the United States with access to the highest level of intelligence, and intelligence is money, right? Trump understands this very well, so he announced that top holders of his cryptos would earn the opportunity to attend a private dinner with him. As soon as the news broke, the price of that cryptocurrency jumped more than 50% in a single day. You see, these investors understand the logic. The more coins you hold, the closer you are to the highest level power, and the closer you are to be richer. With aligned interests, they naturally become a support base for Trump. They invested already, right? So how does Trump make his investors money? That's where the second method comes in. Profiting from chaos. You can see it in Trump's statements about war, which seem to change almost daily and often lack consistency. One day he says the war will end soon and oil prices fall accordingly. The next day he says the war has just begun and oil prices surge again. Even within the same day he might claim in the morning that Iran has no levy left, then revise it in the afternoon to say most of it has been sunk. It gets even more striking. On one side, the Treasury Secretary announces the possibility of forming a naval escort coalition. On the other, Trump tells reporters he's frustrated because some countries refuse to join. As soon as that message comes out, oil prices swing wildly, up to 20% within just 2 days. And that completes the loop, right? Chaos is a ladder. In the first phase, he turns the presidential identity into a virtual asset and sells it. And in the second phase, he uses presidential words or actions to inject velocity into those assets, converting fluctuations in capital markets into real wealth. You see, Trump is like a casino owner. He doesn't need to outplay gamblers at the table. He just sets the rules and watches as players swing between excitement and fear. His profits are locked in from the start. What's more thought-provoking is how this model reshapes the rules themselves. In the future, will US presidents all become extremely wealthy while in office? Is the presidency meant to serve the American people, or is it becoming just another profit-making position for an individual? In the past, if politicians wanted to profit from a war, they relied on the military-industrial complex, a slow, complex system with long chains of interest distribution and heavy reputational costs. That's why most waited until after leaving office to cash in. But Trump has demonstrated a shortcut. He doesn't need to win wars, nor does he need them to last long. He only needs to keep the possibility of war in a vague, unpredictable state. One day he signals escalation, the next day negotiation. Soon after, Iran denies any talks at all. Markets swing violently, and wealth is redistributed through those fluctuations. Those with access to information, those closest to Trump as the source of that information, profit the most, right? Global anxiety and fear are stirred by the authority of the US presidency. The world bears inflation and instability. while the Trump family accumulates wealth. Those who die on the battlefield are not from his family. But in the marketplace, even Americans are losing at large. People may laugh at Trump for contradicting himself like he's a pure idiot, but don't forget, my friend, he is both a businessman and a performer. He was a TV star for 11 years. As a Chinese observer myself, since he is not my president and my personal interests are not directly affected, although I have to pay higher prices because of his war with Iran, but not much. Anyway, I take the minor inflation as a ticket to see his performance. His performance is fascinating worldwide. Rarely have I seen a politician so theatrically effective, but as a member of humanity, I find this kind of rent-seeking poverty even at the expense of his own people deeply troubling. And yet, it seems many Americans like him. Otherwise, they wouldn't have elected him twice, right? Does that mean Americans are willing to pay more and endure inflation or even go to war to watch a world-class political performance? What if the future presidents copy Trump's business model while in office? Subscribe, my friend, an Eastern perspective for reference for you.